Welcome back. I have a surprise video for you guys. Your girl finished all our homework today, and since I was so productive, I was like, you know what I could do? A YouTube video. But I've gotten a few sweet emails and comments and stuff on my Instagram wanting to know about my freshman experience at UNC, so I thought I would talk about it. I'm a freshman at UNC, in case you didn't know. That is the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And I wanted to answer some questions, especially for my Black girls out there who are a little scared about going to a PWI maybe instead of a HBCU. So I have a list of questions that I've already gotten, and then if I think of anything else, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys the spill. So let me pull up my handy dandy iPad. My tip number one is get an iPad before you go to school. iPads are like guaranteed 4.0s. It's my first piece of advice. So question number one is, how is life on the UNC campus in general and as a Black student? That's a great question. So UNC in general is honestly pretty fun. It's a pretty big school, or maybe medium sized. The student population is a little under 30,000, which sounds pretty big for a college, but that was the size I wanted. Like, I wanted there to be a lot of things going on campus. I remember size being a factor for me, and I kind of ruled out really small, maybe like liberal arts colleges, which is the feel for some people, but I wanted to just be surrounded by new people. In general, not accounting for like the Black experience, I would say overall it's awesome. Like academically, you can't be at a better place. The Triangle, which is the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, coming from an outsider perspective, it's been really awesome. Like, there are so many job postings here. Like, industries are aware of how many college students this area pushes out, so they market a bunch of entry level and like graduate school and like all sorts of like scholarships and internships and externships. So there are so many opportunities here. Like, coming from Tulsa, Oklahoma, this place just has so much stuff that I would have never known about had I not come to the school, and then specifically to UNC Chapel Hill. So academically, it's pretty great. It's challenging. It's going to be challenging. I'm a STEM major, so I'm a double major in biology and Chapel Hill. I'm a double major in biology and computer science, so obviously I'm an overachiever and I picked harder majors. But the professors here are awesome. There's a club for literally everything. I think we have like 900 clubs on campus. 900. Like, there's something for literally everything. Socially, you're gonna find people everywhere. Let me think. The school spirit is really awesome. Obviously, we're a basketball school. Football season was great. I come from the Midwest, so that's like a bigger football place than basketball, I feel like. But it was really easy for me to fall in love with basketball here and just going to the games. And like, I went to like a baseball game a couple weeks ago. Like, I've never been a baseball, but like, it was so fun. I was like, wow, like, look at baseball. And like, we have lacrosse and soccer. Like, go to all the games. Like, every sport is fun and made into a really big event. And so all of that in general as a UNC student is amazing. Now for the spill. As an African American, or, you know, of African heritage all across the diaspora, we work together pretty well, which is really awesome. And to say to that, I'm African American personally, but there are a lot of actual African and Caribbean heritage groups at UNC. So to speak to the Black experience, there is a group for you. Like, we have African American based events, and then you have diaspora events, but it's not like totally stratified or anything. Like, they work together, but just if you really want to get specific to your culture, there are other people who belong to your culture, and you can like bond them that way. As a Black person, I don't see like any white people outside of maybe in my classes, because however you build your social circle, like, I have like pretty diverse friend groups, and then I hang out with a lot of people who look like me. And one of the great things, the school is just huge. Like, you don't have to see or interact with anybody that you don't want to see. So take that for what it's meant to be taken as, but you don't have to talk to anyone that you don't want to talk to. And so there's like a common thing where it's like HBUNC. The HBCU people are going to hate us for that, but it really becomes, it's very tight knit here. All the Black people know each other, and like it's a great time. Like you forget where you're at, honestly. Like the night scene here is really good as a Black person, as a party, if you're a party person. um Academically, it's even really good because Black professors and faculty look out for you really heavily. There are a lot of like Black groups that are academic, like there are like Black pre-med fellowships, pre-law. There's a Black Black students in technology club that I'm actually trying to get into. But there's really something for everything. Like we really look out for each other here, and like academically that's really important. And then just socially, like when you see a Black person, they're gonna say hi, and you can't say the same for everybody. You know, like we really stick together, especially like within the freshman class. Like we all know each other. I think I'm not from here, but my roommate, she was a little more extroverted than I was at the start of the year, so she knew everyone. At first, I was just her roommate, but eventually, like all of her friends became my friends. So definitely, like the Black people here are welcoming, especially being at UNC Chapel Hill specifically. Like everyone knows what it's like to be a minority, so no one's gonna make you feel like that. Like they're just super welcoming. So overall, like I haven't had any bad experiences. Now UNC, they have a couple scandals under their belt, and we are in the South, like us fumbling Nicole Hannah Jones, for example. That was embarrassing on our part. So maybe at the institutional level, we obviously are not perfect, and we are an institution founded on flawed values. But for your individual day-to-day student experience, I've had nothing but positive ones. So don't be afraid if you're a Black person or any other minority out there, because they really go the extra mile to like make spaces for us, and that's pretty dope. All right, next question. We're gonna pull up the iPad. Let me unlock it, child. It acts like it doesn't want to unlock for me. Okay. How is first year dorm experience? Which dorm hall would you recommend and why? I'm passionate about this one. In short, live on South Campus. South Campus is where all your friends will be. It's where all the Black people will be. It's where the food trucks will be. And it's where the nicer dorms are. South Campus, okay? Manning East and Manning West. And it's a good thing that I'm in my dorm, because I guess I won't give you guys a whole dorm tour, but as you can see, I have my fridge and my bed is lofted. I'm in Corey Residence Hall. That is Koury. I'll spell it. But Corey is the dorm I recommend because I've had a perfect dorm experience. And so there are hall style and suite style dorms. I'm in a suite style. So hall style is where you have to walk your little shower caddy down the hall to go use the community bathroom, right? I'm not built like that. I have a suite style where my bathroom is right there, and it is connected to my room, and I share it with 3 other people, my roommate and our other 2 girls on the other side of the bathroom. So that's me sharing with 3 other people versus everyone on our hall. I cannot emphasize enough, get a suite style bathroom, and you can find that in Corey Residence Hall and Horton Residence Hall because they're the same floor plan. It's the same exact building. They're just on opposite sides of the street. We're neighbors. So because I've lived in such a nice dorm, my dorm experience has been great. There's enough space. Your roommate makes or breaks your experience, because me and my roommate, you saw her in my spring break video. It's Ayana. Go watch my spring break video. But me and her are great. We're cool. You have to find someone that you're compatible with, have the same level of cleanliness. As a Black girl, I recommend you room with another Black girl, because no one wants to be like, hey, what's up on it? Like, you know, like, what's a wash day? You know, like, I just don't, it's not my responsibility to educate someone because we're adults now. So I recommend living with someone who is used to living like you and your family. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh, do you guys see my new piercings up there that I got during spring break? You guys can see me get pierced. They still hurt, by the way. They're like painful. But yes, my dorm experience has been great, and the reason it's been great is because I did research from my dorm. I lived in a suite style dorm, and I get along with my roommate, and we both clean and we're both considerate of each other, and that has made for a beautiful year. We both decided to get singles just because, you know, everyone likes their privacy, but if we hadn't gotten the rooms we wanted, we would have been roommates again, and we're besties. We're like this. So 10 out of 10 for me, but yes, suite style dorm if you're coming to UNC. You want the bathroom attached to your room. Next question. I have to manually unlock my iPad every time I do this. Okay, how is school spirit, food, and transportation, as well as nearness to community buildings? So school spirit, for one, is great. Sports are huge here, and then just in general, like even in academic settings, every setting, like you ride really hard, like Tar Heel born, Tar Heel bred. Like it's really deep here. Like I'll be at the airport wearing like a Carolina sweatshirt, and I'll be like in Oklahoma or like Dallas, like somewhere random, and people would be like Tar, and then you gotta be like heels, you know, like it sticks with you. Like you bleed that blue for sure. As far as food, that is probably the catch. It's not amazing. It's not amazing. I'm not a picky eater at all. I am low-key like a food vacuum. But so I'll eat basically anything, and I think it's fine, but you will hear very different things from other people, especially people of color. You just gotta find what you like. As far as like straight dining hall food, like meal plan food, it's not the best, but my biggest tip is like go when they're cooking. You know, like it's open from like 8 a.m. to midnight, right? But the food isn't gonna be like the food isn't equal during that whole time. Like lunch is like 12 to 2, so go during 12 to 2, and then dinner is like 5 to 8. So go when they're actually making the food, because then it's fresher and they have more options and it's better. Like if you walk in at 4 p.m., an hour before dinner is supposed to start, all that's gonna be there is stale pizza, you know? And that's low-key your fault, because those workers, our poor housekeeping people and our cooking squad, they need a break. You know, they're already underpaid. So like their shift, like they're switching shifts right now. Like there's gonna be no food out there. So like you just have to like just know when to go and know what to expect. But there are a lot of, like, we have a Chick-fil-A on campus, we have a Bojangles on campus, there's a kind of Starbucks, you know, we have coffee shops, we have a really good bagel place, we get food trucks. If you're on South Campus, you have access to the food trucks. So like you just gotta know, and then just keep yourself updated. Like you can look up the website and be like, what's open, what are you guys serving? And if you see they're not serving something that you want, don't go. Like don't waste a meal swipe. So yeah, food average, but if you know how to game it, above average. Transportation, the campus bus system is actually really great. Like it's reliable. One thing about living on South Campus is all your classes are on the other side of campus. So it's like a 15-minute walk-ish, but if you take the bus, it's like 5 minutes. And the buses run like every 15 minutes, every 25 minutes. It's pretty reliable. Like they can be late because of detours or whatever else, but it's gonna show up eventually, and they run really often. It's like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is like well within any time you might have a class. So on-campus transportation is really amazing. And then like Chapel Hill as a city has really good bus transportation in general. Like I have friends that have taken the bus to the mall, like in another city, like Durham or like close by. You can take really the bus to about anywhere in the triangle. Like, I mean, once you get to like other cities, I'm gonna Uber personally, but like in between Duke and UNC, there's a bus because I'm a Robertson. I go between, like, that bus is really reliable. And then just going around campus because sometimes you just don't feel like walking and maybe you're late because I'm late often. Like, I roll out of bed the second I have to and no sooner. That bus is gonna take me to the other side of campus in the lick of time every time. So transportation is really good actually. And then what else was in that question? Nearness to community buildings. Um, if you mean like on campus buildings, everything is where you need it to be. Like we have a hospital on campus, which is awesome. Obviously all your classes are on campus. Franklin Street. Okay, something really unique about UNC Chapel Hill is the fact that Franklin Street is basically part of campus. It's like where campus starts and people, there are like apartments there. So many restaurants, like all you can eat. Okay, the food, if you include Franklin Street, is like a 10 out of 10, actually. Like on campus, like 6, 7. If you go up to Franklin Street, it's a 10. Franklin Street is awesome. It's like clubs, restaurants, bars, banks. Like it's just like Chapel Hill, the like centerpiece, the flagship of the city is like Franklin Street. So anything that you ever need is there. So on campus and off campus, including like Franklin Street, everything is walkable. Like I walk to Target, or you could take the bus to Target because transportation is good. So like grocery stores and stuff like that, like you can really access anything you need to. And then there's stuff like hospitals and like if you really needed something urgent, like you can find it in the city of Chapel Hill. Lastly, how is on-campus job experience and opportunities? It's really well. I'm not employed on campus, but I have friends like they're like the retail and like the what are they called? Like the food places. Like one of my friend works at the bagel shop. You can be a cashier in like the student store, like anywhere where there's cashiers. Work study is a really big thing here. So you can have a cute little desk job at like the library or in the union, where you're just like at a computer and then you don't really like do anything. Like some of them are definitely less intense than others. Food and like customer service is definitely going to be harder and you're going to have to really earn your keep. But there are a lot of work study positions that are really low key. And this place is huge, so it takes a lot of people to keep it running. So there's always going to be some kind of job available. And you can get like a federal like work study program to where it goes straight to like your tuition bill, or I guess if you just need the money and you just wanted to be employed outside of the work study program, you can just do that. And I know the hours are really flexible because obviously they know we're students. So I would say on-campus jobs are really good. Yeah, that's all for those questions. And then I got another one saying, do you have any advice for an incoming freshman at UNC? Network on social media, not in like the LinkedIn, like resume, like really professional way, but get on Instagram. Like Instagram, like during the summer, I committed, like from decision day, which was like May 1st to like move-in day, I gained like 500 Instagram followers just because I'm class of 26. So I followed like every single person who had UNC 26 in their bio, like every single person, even if I like never spoke to them once I got on campus. Like it just, getting those mutuals online and just having those like fourth degree connections is so helpful actually, because if you end up in a class with them or like across the dorm from them, like you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I follow you, and then like that could actually lead to like a genuine friendship, and it just leads you to meeting other people. Like I'm pretty sure I met my roommate and my suite mate through like Instagram mutuals, and I was looking around, so it's gonna be so helpful just for everything. And then you guys are all tuned in to like news, anything important happening. Once you get on campus, there's gonna be like a group, like a class-wide group chat or like Snapchat story that people like sell stuff on. You just like get news. So really like network with your classmates, because like I'm not saying you have to be friends with all of them, but just being in the loop is one of the most like important things you can do, because you hear any like everything from like there's a concert going on to there's a party, or to like this happened, be safe, they're serving something good in the dining hall. someone's selling their iPad for real cheap. That happens really often, actually. Like, I just sold an Apple Pencil that I couldn't use for like 80 bucks, like just like within an hour, because you're posting it to a story with like 3,000 people. But people sell clothes, like just join all of those groups early, and it's so helpful. Like, you just have to be in the loop, especially like in the age of technology. Like, it's just so helpful. So that was all the written questions. Thank you guys for the comments and the emails. It's so sweet. It makes me feel so loved, like a little influencer. But general advice I have for incoming freshmen, specifically to UNC: explore Franklin Street. Franklin Street is awesome. Go to the Target, walk into all of the like small businesses. Buy your merch on Franklin Street and not the student store. The student store will have you paying $50 for a hoodie when you can find it for $30 or less on Franklin Street, and they always have deals, especially when new students get on campus or like around games, especially like around, maybe not around the Duke game. Things are more expensive around the Duke game, but like overall, like, it's gonna be really cheap. So shop merch on Franklin Street, not the actual student store merch. Explore Franklin Street in general. Like, befriend people who have the same goals as you. If you want to make friends, befriend social butterflies. If you want to really lock in about grades, like, befriend the people who don't go out every weekend, and you guys can form study groups. Study groups are a big one. Get at least like 2 people's number in every class. Another reason to join those class group chats is people will be like, who's in this class? Do you want to study together? I have a study guide. Who wants it? That's another reason why networking is so important, because people generally look out for each other here, like, when it comes to classes. Get a suite style dorm, stay on South Campus, Corey or Horton. Let me think. Be cool with your RAs. Some of them don't really want to be cool with you. You might not get a cool one, but if you do, like, talk to them. Befriend the upperclassmen, but don't be weird about it. Like, usually they'll reach out to you, and the upperclassmen here, especially the Black people, they're really friendly. But like, if they give you friendly vibes, then like pursue that. Like, don't be awkward. Don't be awkward. Because like when you see them at parties, or like you see them in the pit, which is like the big like social area outside, like, they're gonna say hey, and like they're gonna remember you, and then chances are they're in some cool club, or they're doing some cool thing, or maybe you guys even have the same major, and like, it's gonna make your life so much easier, and having that connection is just so great. Do your major and minor research and plan out your 4 years, all 4 years. Get a spreadsheet or a Google Doc and list out every single class that you want to take at your 4 years at Carolina. It's going to make enrollment easier. It's going to make your advising appointments easier. It's going to make changing your major easier, because I promise you, you're going to change your major. Mine has changed multiple times. Even though like I know what I want to do with my life, I've had so many different ways for like, oh, I could do this or I could do this, because there's so many majors and minors and programs at Carolina. Like, it's going to be hard to pick, and you're going to want to do everything. So plot it out, because then it just makes it so much easier. Have a plan, list out all your classes for your 4 years. What else for incoming freshmen? Be cool with your professors. Like, everybody says that, but pick at least one, like, in one of your smaller classes. Maybe not like your Bio 101 professor, because they have like 1,000 students. But if your class is like less than 100 people, like, go to office hours, obviously, like, speak up, befriend the TAs, because even just seeing their face, like, if they know your face, it's harder for them to fail you, for one, because they can be like, oh, she was nice, like, she smiles at me, she emails me. They're not going to want to fail you, but they will have no problem flunking the kid who they've never seen in their life, and like no face comes to mind. So be kind to your professors, be kind to everyone. That's just a life lesson. But befriend is really what this all comes down to. And then explore, like, do weird stuff, use the amenities. I have a yoga class that I take for free, and I didn't even know we had free fitness classes. Like, go on websites and just explore, because one thing about PWIs is they're sitting on old money. So you get to do old money stuff that you might not be able to do at like newer or like lesser funded schools, which is unfortunate. But especially for like my Black girls and like my Black people out there, like take advantage of what's given to you because they owe you anyway. So you better use every opportunity and resource that they have to offer. Take all those free classes, use all the tutoring resources, use all the like campus health resources, like use everything, because at UNC specifically, there's just so much to tap into and to just use the fullest that your tuition is already paying for. All my advice really boils down to is explore, use all your resources, and be nice to people. Be nice to the staff, be nice to the housekeepers, be nice to your classmates, be nice to upperclassmen. Just be kind and make a LinkedIn. I just made my first LinkedIn post in April when I'm almost a sophomore. So like, it's okay if you don't post on it, but like put all your friends as like all your connections. I have my mom as one of my connections. So like, it's just like it's like an online resume job posting platform. And at UNC, there's always something going on. There's always some internship. There's always some opportunity. And just having a LinkedIn just gets you into the sphere of that professional place. So make a LinkedIn too. Yeah, that's my Q&A video and me talking about my experience at UNC. It's been quite a year. Finals are coming up for me. I'll do my best to keep you guys updated, give you guys some more day in the lives, but I wanted to just answer y'all's questions since I was getting them almost all at once, which is awesome. I'm so glad you guys are interested in hearing about my experience. And if you are considering UNC, I say go for it. I say fully go for it. I love it. If you come here, we can be friends, and I will be that upperclassman who looks out for you. It's crazy that I'm gonna be the upperclassman by the time you get here, but I'm up for the challenge. So yeah, thanks, and like and subscribe and check out some of my other stuff. Bye.